Chris Level here with another edition of, we're going to call this one Pirate, Patriot, but LCP Talk. We'll go with that one. But pleased to be joined by Coach Windham here. Been around these parts for a long, long time. Still a young guy, though, but he's done coaching, he's done athletic directing, and now he's kind of in the construction part. So we're going to talk about that now. Did want to thank the folks at Texas Tech Federal Credit Union for all that they do sponsoring these podcasts. We certainly appreciate those folks over there. So go see the folks over there at Texas Tech Federal Credit Union. But Coach Windham, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great. It's good times. It's fun to be a Pirate and a Patriot right now. So it's a change, but very excited about what's coming up in the future for our district and our.
You've seen this grow so much, and did you ever in your mind think that we'd be talking about what we're gonna kind of talk about here coming up?
No, of course not. When I first got here a long, long time ago, we had about 300 kids in the high school, so we were one of the smallest 3As when I first arrived. So to look at us now is, I could have never even foreseen this, how the growth has taken over out here.
Which is why, there was a need for somebody to do what you're doing now and kind of manage all the – because, is it fair to say construction will be going on at some level at one of these high schools or elementary or middle over the next 7 to 10 years?
Yes, at least.
It really will never stop.
I don't think it'll ever stop. Once the loop gets constructed and, Lubbock's going to continue growing to the south, southwest, I don't think it's ever going to stop. I think we'll always be building something.
Okay, because there's cranes and dust and all kinds of stuff
It is a mess.
at both high schools, which is I've been at quite a bit. You mentioned that about the loop and all that. We were at some point we would have gotten to this, but I'll just ask you that people are always curious about road construction and all that around these high schools. You actually mentioned that Woodrow is going to start to be expanded. They're going to start it expanding. I don't know the timetable exactly, but that's near where the current old high school is now.
It will start. Woodrow will be expanded to 5 lanes, all the way from what I call the Tahoka Highway or 87,
Okay.
all the way west to Slide, and they're going to begin construction. We will see dirt moving and dust, like you say. Next December in front of our high school.
Okay.
So right in the middle of the year next year, it'll be a mess, but it'll be well worth it when it gets finished. But they'll start at the high school area and move west and end up, down there in front of
Slide.
in front of
Yeah.
Liberty. Yeah.
Okay. And so with that, we'll talk about the I say old high school, just the current high school that exists now. You guys are adding on to it, and that's part of the latest bond and everything, where there's adding classrooms in the front end of it. That is a massive project in and of itself. You're trying to hurry up and get that done before they start.
For sure.
construction on
Right now, hopefully today they're going to start adding some glass to the front of it. But yes, we're adding a lot of classrooms, administration offices, nurse's office, a big foyer with social stairs. It's really going to look awesome when you enter that building at high school. It's going to change the whole landscape.
And we'll pop up some pictures throughout here as we kind of roll along on what some of this stuff looks like, especially when we get to the Liberty. It's a lot of the renderings that are out there. But when is because people are always asking time frame. There's always rumors and everything. New addition to the high school timetable is what?
Well, we're going to move into the principals and all the admin are going to move into their new space over spring break.
Okay.
Along with the nurse. And then once they do that, then we have to go in and we're going to demo the old admin area and the nurses area just to make larger hallways, movement of kids through the school. So our first move-in will be spring break when the principals get there. And then, of course, next school year, next fall, it'll all be opened and
so that's kind of
brand
the ultimate timetable.
Yes, the ultimate timetable.
So phase it in.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, you guys have lived through a bit of a nightmare in construction. It's just that way in general, and trying to get doors, glass, just furniture, just stuff in general with delays and just all the stuff that comes with the pandemic and everything.
Oh, yes, and it's getting a little better, but the product and the shipping and the transportation, getting it from point A to all the way over here, it is a nightmare, and it's hard on, our Sandia and Tynert and our construction managers, but they do a good job, and it's getting a little better as we work through this new type of season after COVID and everything. But it's getting better, but there are still constraints on getting products here when we need them.
So, and one people are interested about athletics, and we're going to pop up a picture of the scoreboard here in a second. But one of the things that's about to, happen. Coach, do you have a picture of the scoreboard? Yeah, and that's going to start this spring, or yeah. So you can see this. You can see this now. This is going to be at the current high school, and we're going to put up one at Liberty High School as well. And people that are looking at this, you see where it says Coca-Cola, then it says on one corner Powerade in the other corner. This is all part of the actual board. So that whole, you see all the different graphics and things out there. That this is one giant video board, and I'll let you kind of take it from there and kind of explain.
We found a company called Watchfire that's been in displays forever. A long, long time ago, when you saw the in front of the banks where it had the time and temperature, there's a little. They started that many, many, many years ago, and now they've grown into huge display boards. If you drive around the Loop, even in Lubbock, and some of the display boards outside of the road are Watchfire.
Like billboards.
Yes,
type stuff,
billboards.
Yes, yeah.
So this scoreboard that you're looking at, the whole front side of it is a monitor, and so there's no panels. Number panels or anything, it's all digital and can be changed. So the whole scoreboard can be a picture, it can be whatever you want it to be, just like a TV screen. So the graphics can be changed any way you want it. So it is a huge video board that.
How many feet, and like, for an example, how much bigger is it than what you currently have? It's substantially bigger.
Yes, it's going to be substantially bigger. What we have now, where you see the first down picture right there, that's kind of the size of our display, total display that we have at the current stadium. But just picture that whole board right there, 35 feet by 40 feet, can be a whole.
One giant TV.
Yes, one giant TV.
There you go. Yeah.
For,
and what's cool about this one is that there's actually going to be some capabilities and video monitor portion on the backside.
Yes.
So when you're driving up Woodrow, if there needs to be I don't think that we would be showing, the replays of the game on the backside or anything, but this is where, if you are interested in being a sponsor or
sure.
if we have an announcement for the school, things can be put on the backside of that.
Yeah, advertising on the back of our present scoreboard has been a challenge because we're always having to change the panels and get companies in here with cranes to put their new logo up or whatever the sponsor is. So with it being digital, it's just a push of a button, a click of a button, change the artwork, and of course a lot faster, and it's going to be a neat deal for sponsors and for us.
Absolutely, yeah, and enhance the game day experience for whatever's going on in that stadium. And that scoreboard that's currently there, that's about to be replaced, has been there 10 years, 12 years.
Let's see, when we
8
moved into
years?
stadium, about 8 years.
8 years,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. But it's amazing, as you know, technology changes
Yes.
quickly. But
It's-
this will be a nice component. And again, both schools will essentially have what you are essentially seeing right there. It should be carbon copies of the same thing.
There will be exactly
the
the same.
same.
And the one at President High School will go up right after, right after track season in spring and get it.
So be ready for next football season.
Yes,
this
it'll
coming
be
football
up for
season.
next football season
Okay.
For both schools.
And then
for
when they
sure.
get that done, they'll come over and build one at Liberty.
At Liberty, same thing.
there we go.
Yeah.
We don't have any images of this, but something else I wanted to ask you about. I thought it was kind of fascinating. I know Coach Darden talked to him about it a little bit. He's excited about it. This is a costly venture, and it's not something that people will necessarily notice, but the space saver storage component that is going on at the high school from an athletic standpoint is something that internally folks are really, really excited about because it will allow for, putting helmets and uniforms and jerseys and all kinds of things, not just football, away, and it's going to be clean.
It's exactly what you just said. It's a way to store things that save on space, and it is a collapsible storage unit. It is kind of difficult to explain, but if you can think of drawers that you turn a handle and the whole thing expands and opens up.
It's like an accordion.
It's an accordion, exactly what it is. Yeah. And it allows us to store so much more equipment in a smaller space and easier to get to. No longer are you having your old shelves and stacking boxes and then having helmets on helmet racks or shoulder pads on shoulder pad racks. It's a lot more convenient to get things out.
And safer.
Yeah. For sure, and not having to climb up shelves and get something off the top shelf. But a lot of the, colleges have it, Texas Tech. A lot of even the high schools are starting to get it because it is a great thing and a good way to save space when you're building equipment rooms. So that's going in at the present high school. That'll go in, be ready for next football season for present high school, and also in the basement, we're going to have a smaller version of that for basketball, volleyball, football, to house everything until the field house at Liberty is ready.
So you're talking about at Liberty, it'll be a smaller version. Yeah, okay. Anything else at the current high school that we need to get into?
Well,
before we move on here?
Farther down in the bond projects, we're going to We're going to press box at current high school will be retrofitted with some restrooms and really some branding will go on in there.
Okay.
So it's really going to dress up that press box at the current high school.
Okay. Yeah, and it's something that, again, everything just grew so fast. Whenever some of this stuff was being built, I just don't think anybody could have envisioned beginning of it to now, but again, going back and kind of addressing some of these issues. Now let's talk about, and I can't wait for people, because there's been so many rumors and questions and what's this going to look like, timetable and all that stuff, about what's going to go on at Lubbock-Cooper Liberty, the home of the Patriots. And so, first of all, we'll not get into athletics to start, but like the timetable of the school.
Well, a lot of us know we're moving in freshmen and sophomores this coming August. The furniture shows up for the phase one, which is mostly academic area, of course, classrooms, and then the entrance to the building will be ready, doing punch lists about the 1st of July. Furniture shows up in July, open it up for school next year, and so we will have kids in the building. Okay. It'll be exciting. Practice gyms will be finished.
Yeah, and let's see if we can find an image of the practice gyms, and we'll just kind of start rolling through some of this stuff.
Let's look at the practice
and we could,
gyms.
there we go. There's a I'll let you just describe. There's two of these just like this.
Yes, these are side by side. These are sunk in practice gyms. There are mezzanines that go around both of them. Both gyms are the exact replica of each other. If you've ever been in new middle school's gym right now, this will be a little bigger than what's in new middle school right now. So
Cooper Middle School.
Middle School, yes. So we'll have two of these that you're looking at right here.
It was funny that you mentioned that because I was there at some of the basketball games at the Cap Rock basketball tournament. They used Cooper Middle School, and so some of the teams from surrounding areas would come in and they were like, "This is the middle school gym."
That's what everybody says.
And and they're looking at the weight room and they're like, "This is a middle school?" Like, oh my gosh! So just to give you an idea.
Yes, we're very fortunate to have this facility.
And you guys all that are all over this, Mr. Bryant, yourself, everybody's all over it. And you build really, really good things, and the public is certainly wants this and has voted for this. See do you have the image of what it looks like currently, like the dirt, and kind of show people like how big of a ditch or there you go. That gives you an idea, and you can see there may be a person in that picture somewhere, but you can kind of get an idea of how big. And I think like where that lift is in the picture, on the ledge right there, that is that you mentioned. That's kind of, I don't know what we call that, a catwalk or a walkway,
Mezzanine, it walks
mezzanine.
around, yep.
And so those are windows right there, so you could stand there and you could watch what's going on in both
Exactly.
gyms.
Those openings that you see right there will be glass, and like you said, you can stand up there, and if there's two games going on at once, you can look down and see both sides, so it's.
So tournaments, I believe this will, I believe the plans are for next year. This will be a host of part of the Cap Rock tournament, but this is where volleyball and boys and girls basketball are all gonna,
Most definitely.
play
Yeah,
immediately.
so both of these will be ready for when school starts. The locker rooms for basketball, volleyball, PE classes will be ready. We're gonna actually we're gonna use a couple of the locker rooms for our football team next year, because the field house and indoor will not be finished at the first of next year yet.
Okay. So you mentioned football. A lot of people are obviously interested in that. Let's go to some of the renderings of the stadium.
Okay.
And we can just start, and we can kind of pop through these right here. There's an overhead view right there that you can see.
This is kind of the complex that's going to be east of the high school. South is to the bottom. Of course, the football field runs north and south. If you're familiar with the area, the golf course is just at the top of the screen. So at the very top, the gray box is the field house indoor area that will be built. It will not be ready by next year, but in fall of '24, it will be ready.
So when they're playing varsity football for the
Yes.
first time, they will have kind of what you're seeing here.
Yes, we'll have field house, locker rooms. It will also host, or the field house will hold the spring sports, girls and boys track. Will be hosting it because it is a large building. And then right now, what we are building right now for next year is a track field and lights. We'll have a turf field, 8-lane track, lights around it, so that we can, have cross-country practice, football, whatever. But we'll have track field and lights when the school opens up.
Okay, and then let's look at some of the renderings of the stadium as we roll through here. We
Okay.
can just kind of go through. So this is right here. We're looking at is just the kind of an entrance of the stadium, if you will, that will eventually be built.
Of course, north is to the left of the picture, and south is to the right, and the scoreboard's on the south side. So this is kind of a mall walkway area that will open up into, of course, the stadium. And so it'll be a nice entrance, and it's really going to be a classy stadium. Not too big, but it's going to be very classy.
And what's interesting is that Lubbock-Cooper, the district, will have 2 football stadiums and be one of the only districts really that, and I know Mr. Bryant felt this way. Already have to build the track, you already have to build the lights. So really, the taxpayers kind of voted to just build the stands.
All that's left is the
Yeah,
stands.
exactly.
Yep.
The stands in the press box area, and so many, but so many surrounding, for playoff games. I mean, these facilities are used a tremendous amount.
Most
So
definitely.
let's go through and look at some more. Yeah, there's another look at at kind of the stadium capacity. 6,000.
No,
5,000,
it'll-
7,000.
It'll be around 8,000
Oh, that's-
total,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It'll be slightly larger than what we're in right now.
At the current
growth
high
at the
school.
current high school.
Okay.
And to go back, Mr. Bryant did a great job of talking to the community and the taxpayers, what they wanted. Did we want 2 standalone stadiums, or did we want to share one? And overwhelming majority was they want their own stadium and their own identity. And so that's the way we went. And you're totally correct. We're going to have the field and the lights and the track. All we need to do now is put the stands around it, and they'll have their own standalone.
Do we have? Let's see. Do we have any current pictures of kind of the dirt work?
What it looks
being
like?
done?
Yes.
Yeah, because I want to go through. Well, and you can kind of
Okay,
see
yeah.
through some of the images right here.
That's looking to the north.
Yeah,
at
this is the actual turf, and then we're going to look at some pictures here in a second as we roll through these of kind of what the current state. There you go. There's.
This was early on. This is a drone video of when they. What you're seeing is I'll call it plastic, but it's under the crushed rock. But they've already put in the drainage all the way around the field. The drain system is very. It's a large drain system, so it takes a long time to get all the
That's
the
where
drainage
most of
work.
the expense
Yes.
comes in, is
The
the
dirt work
underneath.
underground, which you
Yeah.
don't see right here. But today they have all of the rock down, rolled, and the snow came. So a couple of days let it dry out, and then next week they'll come and you'll see a black surface, kind of like a poured in place. You think it's asphalt, but it's not. It'll be it's called a concussion pad, an E layer that they'll put down, and then they'll work on the asphalt around the track and go from there. But today, this is what it looks like right now.
And you mentioned, so the turf, it will look like Patriot Field here. The turf will mid-July.
No, well, the turf actually is going to go down in mid-February, late February.
Okay.
So you'll see some
Maybe I'm thinking
green.
lights or something.
Yes,
by
no,
maybe
the
something
lights
like
will not go up until the turf and track is in,
Summertime
and then
or
the summertime the
Okay,
lights go
gotcha.
up.
I wanted to ask you, we don't have a picture of this, so I'm just going to talk to you about it. It's fascinating to me, the product that you guys have chosen from, I think the company's name is Hellas,
Yes.
on the turf, because the fill of the turf is not going to be the black ground up tire.
Right.
This is a new product. I was happened to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma this year when Texas Tech was playing Oklahoma State. They have a brand new turf. I looked down and I'm thinking, I recognize this, and it's these green pellets.
It's called Ecotherm.
Okay, and I'll let
it's
you
not,
explain.
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of a derivative of rubber, but it's not wood chips, but it is a green, and they call it Ecotherm. It serves the same purpose as the black pellets, gives it shock, cushion, but
However,
the
here's the
temperature-
key.
Yes, if you've ever been on a turf field in mid-August, it can be 120, 125 degrees on the field
Easily.
and it'll melt your shoes, the rubber to it. So with this new
I've seen it happen.
yeah, the new Ecotherm that's Hellas has come out with really takes the temperature down during the summertime, where it's almost comfortable to be out there coaching and everything.
Yeah, and we're
playing.
talking it changes the temperature 20
Oh,
degrees.
for sure, 25 degrees
Okay.
for sure on hot days.
Because in the turf industry right now, there are three choices for fill in the turf. There's what most people have is those ground up black rubber pellets, which you come home and the kids practice and they're just everywhere. They're in the socks and their shirt and everything. There's also wood chips. Okay, ground up wood, which also alleviates the temperature a little bit, but it hurts the skin,
It's
abrasive, yeah.
sure.
And then there's this newer product, which is the Ecotherm, which you talked about. But I've been very impressed with that product and temperature, look to it, everything. I mean,
Yeah, and people may wonder, what about the present high school? When we do returf the
That's what-
existing high school, we'll come back with Ecotherm and do it there also. But this is a brand new product that they just came out with, and so we wanted to try it out on Liberty and see how it works.
yeah, well, it was fun to watch you guys maneuver your way through trying to figure out what was the best thing to do, but I think you ended up well there. Okay, let's roll through any other newer images. If we can take an overhead shot, we can kind of go whatever direction you want to coach on.
This is,
Okay,
we've
there
already gone, have we talked about this?
Well, and I want you to talk about the track.
Okay.
And the track is going to be gray. Okay.
The track will be gray, and the exchange zones, it looks kind of orange on the screen. It will be actually red. We'll have red exchange zones, and then, which makes it easier for the track kids, knowing where they have to exchange the baton and all that, so they don't get DQ'd. But the track will actually be a gray, poured in place. It's not an old-timey track that you think of. It's a rubber track that is monolithic pour, and it's better for your shins.
It's not cheap either.
Well, no, but
These
it's not cheap.
surfaces, yeah, these surfaces are, there's a lot to it, I
Yes,
guess. It's
but
not, yeah.
The thing is, when you come back after 5 or 6 years and you need to resurface a track, you don't have to resurface this. They just come back, and it's a lot more cost-effective. They pour another layer of rubber on the surface. It's a lot faster, and it's a lot more cost-effective when you are resurfacing a track. You don't have to grind it up all the way down to the asphalt anymore. So you just put another layer on it, and it makes it even that much more softer.
And this is exactly what the football field will look like. It's going to say Liberty in one zone, Patriots in the other,
Exactly.
and then wherever, the LCP will be very evident. at both schools. That will continue on.
Yes.
That's the way that's going to look. But it was,
Yeah, exactly. Just the navy color is
Navy blue
what
end
sets the
zones.
Patriots aside from the Pirates, and so it's going to be a beautiful field when it's finished.
Okay, yeah, and we'll be able to, like I said, that turf will start getting put down here in a few weeks. Big picture, let's look at one of those original, like one of those kind of off into the distance images of kind of baseball, softball,
Okay.
front of the school,
Front of the school kind of look.
Yeah, we can, yeah, like I mean, some of this stuff just to give people an idea. So right here, you're seeing. I'll let you kind of describe what.
We're looking to the north right here. That's the front entrance of the building.
So bottom of that image is going to be Woodrow Road.
Yes, under the where you see LCP right now, where you see LCP in the green, that'll be a business park that lines Woodrow Road. And you can, if you drive by Liberty today, you'll see some businesses that have already gone up along the north side of Woodrow. One is a high-end boat sales, so the whole corridor of Woodrow Road will be a business park. But behind the corridor, then you'll see the baseball, softball fields. This is just a rendering. The baseball field will be exactly as the baseball field is at present high school. It'll be completely turf, LCP, everything, just like the softball will be completely turf. And now you see the dressing room area for baseball and softball and tennis. We can call it the spring sport field house right there that you see kind of below the softball field. There'll be a mall area that walks all the way to the front doors of the high school. Parking lot you cannot see right now. The parking lot for the baseball field is to the left, and the parking lot for the softball and tennis complex is farther off to the east, to the right. You can't see those right now.
Okay. Yeah, and this and timetable for this is we're talking 2 or 3 years.
Right
but-
now, it's down in the books for winter of '26.
Okay.
But a lot of people don't understand that what determines when these projects get built are taxable values of our homes. The more homes that are built, the taxable values go up. We're able to sell more bonds quicker, which allows some of these projects to move up quicker. So depending, it's still we're just guessing here, but we're looking at the winter of '26 for the baseball, softball, tennis complex. But hopefully, if our taxable values continue to increase, more people move.
My taxes increase, so
I'm not talking about taxes going up, I'm just the
I know,
value
I'm
of
just-
everybody.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
But
that's right,
yeah, if we continue to grow like we are, and if we grow faster than what's predicted, these projects will move up earlier.
Okay.
And
And a lot of interest, and as you know, in the baseball and softball stadiums
sure.
too, trying to move, get that done. I mean, football, everything kind of has been bumped up a little bit,
Yes.
and that's the way this has been trending. But yeah, you can't determine exactly when it's going to be. But
exactly, but we're hoping a little sooner. But right now, it's down on the books for winter of '26, and then in the future, a little ways longer, we'll have a competition gym at both schools. We'll build the one at President High School first, and then
And when you say competition gym, this is I don't want to arena is a tough word, but almost like standalone, full in the round
Yes.
seating.
it will be an arena type seating.
Okay, there you
yeah.
go. Okay, so
It'll be sunken in, and they'll be exactly the same at both campuses, but that's a little farther down the road also.
and is that post 26 or prior?
That's going to be post '26.
6, okay,
Well,
yeah.
yes.
But that's the big picture eventual.
Yeah, in the meantime, after we get all of the academic built, then we'll build an auditorium. That's another main focus for our band and our fine arts area, a big auditorium, and then we'll jump down to the baseball.
Do you have any images of, so you mentioned social stairs to me. Is there any images do you have of like the current construction at either?
I do, if Colton can bear with me.
Yeah,
I'll pull it
we'll
up.
talk through it because this is a concept that I guess I first learned about a few months ago that many schools are doing, and this is something that both the Pirates and the Patriot kind of high schools are going to major in a little bit, and I had not heard of this. but this is something that, I mean, it is very prevalent at what will be built at Lubbock-Cooper Liberty, but it's also going to be featured in the new addition at the current high school.
For sure.
And it's essentially an area, it's what we said. It's social stairs, but it's places to hang out. We're talking USB ports kind of built into these steps, and there's you a kind of I believe that's at Liberty.
This is at Liberty. This is one side.
That's
of
one side of it.
Yeah,
So
one side of
this
it.
is a massive. I've stood where you see the people down there, and it doesn't do it justice how big this feels, how big this whole area, because you have it's a giant space down there where
Yes.
they're standing. It gives you a pretty good feel
This is
for
the
it.
library entrance, but on the other side is the social stairs, but there is a social stairs that mimics this side.
Yeah.
On the
And
opposite
it's
side.
just meant to kind of, I don't know who came up with the concept of social stairs, but this is what schools are doing now.
Park Hill Architects. Our first school that they built that way was East Elementary.
Okay.
We have we call it kind of a social stair area, and we did it at South Elementary. We have social stairs, but when we started talking about new high school, Park Hill kind of outdid themselves and said, let's make this a grand entrance to the school, and they did, and it's going to be beautiful when you walk in.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And then you hear rumors of other high schools that are being built, maybe in the Frisco area, kind of mimicking some of the same
Yes.
concept, which is quite a compliment.
And this will be at Present High School also when the
Yes, and
construction-
that's why I wanted to mention
Yes,
it, because when
yes.
you walk into the new addition at the current
You will
high
see
school,
this, yep.
yeah, just a big, giant, wide set of stairs, and again, kids can plug in their phones into these steps. There's all kinds of bells and whistles that kind of come with this. So, and the last thing we'll get into is, do you have a picture, Coach, of like the current school being built at Liberty? Because I want to go through. People, I think that is going to be the total school. That is essentially a third of it, or two-fifths of it.
It's a little bit more than half of the school right now.
Okay.
It's mainly academic area.
Okay.
Let me see if I have it.
But, because you're going to have the football field, if you're looking at the front of the school, from left to right, the football field and the complex, this is the back end of the school, maybe?
Yes, it's the back side.
Okay.
I'm sorry, let me find
And right here, and then,
find a front side.
but basically, like, where they're building there you go, that's what they're being built. And directly to the right of the images that you see here is where the rest of the school
Exactly.
will go.
Yes.
Total square foot of Liberty,
360,000 maybe.
okay,
Yeah,
which is
it's huge.
massive,
It's massive.
massive building.
But actually, if you compare this to Present High School, our Present High School is so
Spread
built
out.
on and spread out, the square footage will be about the same.
Same, yeah, and that's
a
what's
Present High School.
that's what's fascinating. This will be more of a, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, you're right. The way the current high school is
two-story,
built,
yeah.
2-story, and but again, when you go into these buildings, it just feels like huge. But the current high school is spread out,
Yes,
and
yes.
on a lot more land.
You're exactly
yeah.
right.
So,
You're
but the
exactly
actual
right.
space is about the same. And I think with the new addition to the current high school, you guys try to alleviate some and maximize more of your space and go up a little bit, and
Most definitely.
yeah, and all that stuff. So
Yes, and it was more cost effective to
do
build
that.
up and
It's always
save
nice
on.
to
Yes.
go up instead of out.
Yes,
That's right,
instead
that's
of
right.
out, for
Yeah.
sure. But yes, this is the front of the school, and it's a lot of glass on the left where you see all those pillars. That's all glass will be there, and academic spaces, all the classrooms where you see the black roof. That's housing. That's where all of the academic area is for this next year.
And the gyms are to the left of
Yes.
that area on the
Yes.
outside.
Let me see if I can find you a picture of the gyms.
Yeah, because the two gyms, if you're looking at the school, yeah, what you see closest to you right there are the two gyms. And explain why it kind of cuts in right there.
Okay, that's where the new competition gym in the future will be, right there to the, where that little gap is, where those trucks are sitting, so.
Just drop it right
Yep,
there.
it'll be right there and connected to the school and everything. And the big openings you see on this picture or will be the entrance to the gyms as we have competitions next year. That's where a lot of the people enter, and from the left, from the back side.
Pay for, buy
Yep.
tickets or
Yep, that'd
concessions
be
and all
all
those
glass,
kinds of
but,
things, yeah.
Yep, but that is where the new competition gym will be.
Yeah, because you'll walk into a little bit of a lobby right
Yes.
there when you walk in, and then you can go immediate left to the first gym or keep going into the second
You're
gym
exactly right.
would be
Yeah,
the way
that's
it
right.
would go. So
And then
anyway, pretty
in the
exciting
future, you'll
stuff.
be able to walk and go to the right to the competition
Okay,
gym.
to any of the three of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Concession stand in between all of them.
Yeah, and we don't have pictures for this, but it's like kind of fascinating because I don't think people realize you guys will have a full, like a big, like when you walk into Liberty High School, like there's a culinary area in that main area where for not just classes, but that's kind of where cafeteria is. It all kind of is in conjunction with each other. There will be I'm trying to remember what Principal Saffa was explaining to me, almost like where you can buy tickets or buy stickers to put on your car, almost like a souvenir type
Yes,
stand,
almost like
a bookstore, if you will,
That's exactly right.
there. And I think eventually the high school will have something similar in
That's
the
being
new
built right
edition.
now.
Exactly. So I
same
just don't
thing.
think a lot of those like kind of minor details people are aware of. It's pretty good stuff. Pretty good foresight by a lot of smart folks, including yourself. So
I don't know about that, but
have we covered
Keith Bryant
everything?
I think so.
Okay.
Did want to mention, because I just remembered, you were talking about future projects. People may have a question about Laura Bush, about their field. We are going to turf and put turf and lights and stands at Laura Bush later down in these bond projects
Okay.
at the end. So they will have
Yeah, because
their-
right now, the
Yes.
middle school has got the new,
Yes.
yeah, and all that stuff.
And so we are going to make it where Laura Bush has their own playing surface also, and
Okay.
have their home games at their site. So that's in the future, and I know people are interested about that also.
Everybody wants to have everything, and then it's just there's a timetable, there's resources, there's needs that need, so there's an order to all this
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah, your job is not dull. I mean,
It's very busy. I'll tell you.
there's no doubt you've got stuff going on all the time. But on schedule for most of these things, there's just not really been any red flags, weather or delays and otherwise. Most things have been on schedule. You guys have been pretty prudent with that.
Yes, we, of course, we meet every week with construction companies and with architects, look at the schedule every week. And they're very good about pointing out if there's a problem coming up with some product that's coming in, if it's flooring or whatever. But right now, we feel good about the schedule for Liberty. We feel great about it, really. And Sandia's doing a great job of getting that school ready for kids in the fall.
Okay. Well, this was fun to do, and I think there's a lot of interest, no matter where you're going to school or where you're funneling to school and kind of what's going on. There's so much misinformation out there at times, or people just kind of wondering, and it was our job here to kind of explain the right from, or deliver some facts, if you
for
will,
sure.
with some of this. But if you have questions about construction or whatever, get them to me or whatever. We can get an answer for you. We can address them on these podcasts, but hopefully, and if there's more renderings that you wanted to see of what may be available, some of them may not be, but we will certainly bring those along to you as well. But I really enjoyed this, man. Thanks for
Thank
doing
you,
this
Chris.
with me. Yeah, I
Thanks
appreciate
for
you,
doing
Coach.
it.
Absolutely, you bet. Well, that's been another edition of Pirate/Patriot Talk. We will be with you next time. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching.